Hello, hello. How is everyone? Hello, Melissa, Marilyn, Annie, Jill, and Joe. I believe this is the first time I see you here, Joe. Welcome. How was everyone's week? Anything special happened at your place that you want to share with us? And after that, I'm going to read you. So Marilyn, how are you adjusting to being back home after a couple of days being away from your homestead? Did I say hi to everyone? Yes. As people are writing, I'm going to actually backtrack on what happened last weekend. I still tired for sure. Good evening. I am guessing this is Robin that's here. I'm still tired. I am still exhausted from last week. I agree. I was going to say, so backtrack what happened last weekend, because I find that is directly linked to the subject I wanted to talk about, which is the importance of community. So last week, I traveled 2 hours and almost 15 minutes to the Eastern Ontario Homesteading Conference. It's the first conference that ever happened. Probably, I'm going to say Canada. Maybe I'm wrong, but at least it's the first one I hear about. And this homesteading conference was for a way for us to gather together, to learn, to commute, to talk, to exchange knowledge, in just like overall having contact with like-minded people, which it can get lonely being a homesteader. Like everyone, I had to do the work of 2 weeks all in one. Yes. Well, at least you're not in your peak of your season just yet. You have time to catch up. So I know it's a crunch, but it's not like tomato planting season just yet. I think you're like me a little bit. You have a lot of tomatoes to plant. Hello, Ecocentric Homestead. My week was nice weather and got gardens mostly caught up. How was your weather where you are? Here I was, I think I was 30 degrees Celsius all week. I think so. And without the humidity level yesterday, it was 35. And then we were supposed to have a lot of rain, but it didn't happen. But at least the temperature got a little bit down today, and we were in mid-20s Celsius. I'm Magistral666 from last live. I changed my old teenager's nickname. Well, now I know. Sorry about that. I'm a little bit tired tonight, so I might lose track a little bit of my subject. So sorry. So going back to last weekend. So after traveling 2 hours and 15 minutes, I was able to gather together also with other YouTubers that are homesteaders. And I was able to solidify the friendship that I have created here on YouTube, on lives, and between chatting. And we also have a Facebook group that we chit chat together. So like it made it all real for us, and we were able to sit down to chat, to be ourselves, and just like building that community. Also, if I go back about 5 years ago, because I'm beginning my 5th year as a gardener slash homesteader. 5 years ago, I didn't know anyone. I didn't know agriculture. I did not know permaculture. I didn't know anything. Like, I think my previous garden was like probably 10 by 6. I had 6 tomato plants, zucchinis, cucumbers, and a bit of carrots, and I think herbs and radishes, like nothing big. So when I arrived here, raw land, so to speak, it had the house and a shed, but there was like nothing of a homestead, 15,000 square feet. I had kind to jump in all the way down to my neck to actually figure it out. And if I would have known the importance of community, I probably would have saved a lot of time and a lot of heartbreak, because I had no one that I actually knew that could answer my questions. And I had so many. There is unfortunately not many of us. Not sure what you're relating to, Equicentric. Can you just precise? Annie says, mine was busy. Now I'm working outside since it's not raining anymore. Well, it was raining for you this morning and not raining here at my house, and now it's raining at my house. I had to bring a couple of my plants in because I didn't want them to be massacred by the rain. I'm recovering from reenactment event. I hope nothing serious. Hello, Dave Knight. Barbecue on your deck. Epic. I hope you have a nice beverage and the weather is not too warm, not too cold, and not too many mosquitoes. Thousands of kids. Oh, you had that much people at your house that you had to entertain? Is that what you mean? I'm guessing that's what you mean. Do you guys feel, as homesteaders, regardless the size of what you're doing, do you feel it's important to have some sort of community? Not many of us homesteaders-minded people. Well, I agree and I disagree. 5 years ago, I didn't have anyone, didn't know anyone, and it's all the ones that I was following on YouTube were all United States people. I could have went to the big event in the United States. What's it called again? Homesteaders of America, I think. I could have went there and I probably would have met a lot of people, but I would have to pay a plane, and like it would have been like a hell of expense just to meet people. And since there's no really events here and all the classes or things that you can learn are online, it's hard to actually meet people in person and actually chat about it. But with everything going on, I feel that our numbers are getting a little bit higher year after year. It's getting a little bit more popular. Usually it's like it goes in phases, but this time I'm not sure that, unless like there's something magical happens and all the prices goes down, probably we're going to see much more people doing our lifestyle. Maybe not to our extent, but a lot of more people will join us. It's just so busy, no chance to sit down. We go into curtain areas. Well, true, when you receive people, it's hard to actually sit down and enjoy yourself and take advantage of the event because we're hosting. Nice to find Canadians with like-minded interest. Yeah, I can't remember to whom I said this on the conference on Saturday. I actually felt like I could be myself and talk about tomatoes and talk about peppers. And when Dave gave me peanuts that he harvested and cooked, and I was able to taste them, I was able to have some sort of connection with Dave. And he also gave me, I think it's 4 celery plants. And when I'm going to transplant them in my garden this year and I'm going to eat them, well, it's going to make it even more special because he took the time to make me taste his peanuts and gave me plants for my garden. It's actually how it starts. So many people commented about how much uncertainty there is in the world. Yes, but I try not to let all that make me be consumed by fear. I try to make everything I do on the homestead for the benefit of my family. And I don't want to be consumed by fear, because then I'm going to have added stress that I don't need. So I try to be prepared for everything. I know I probably won't be prepared for everything, but at least I'll have something at the end of the year. Sorry, I was editing. Hello, everyone. No worries. Remy's supposed to pop in a little bit later. Someone dropped by his house. So if ever you can't moderate for me, Remy will be there soon. And how they were doing more to be more self. And how they were doing more to be self-reliant. Well, being self-reliant. Can you be more specific? I just want to make sure that I understand you, Melissa. I was doing it way before. It was in fashion. I know a few homesteader near me, but we also busy doing our own thing. Yes. I actually met Mama Homemade on Instagram, and her first name is Annie. My first name is Annie, and she commented on a post I did. I can't remember exactly what happened, but then I went and I snooped around her I guess not her channel, but her Instagram, and I found that she was a mom, she was a homesteader, and I just started chatting with her, and we built this amazing friendship. And every day we actually tell each other our task list, like our huge task list as moms, as homesteaders, as gardeners. And it kind of gives us that boost every morning, like, oh, she has as much as me to do, so if she can do it, I can do it. It's like we're motivating each other. And like when I have uncertainties and I have questions, or I'm uncertain about something, I go to her, and also she comes to me, and we ask each other questions. So Instagram is also another way to build community for us. My living room is tomato land right now. And I said I wanted to do less this year. Less? Why do you want to do less? We always want to do more. I am a Civil War laundress for our event and doing the basic civil laundry. A lot of people said might end having to go back to that stage. Well, I hope not, because there is so much advancements with our technology. But if we know the old skills, if ever it does happen, at least we'll have the knowledge to keep on going. So I really hope it doesn't happen, though. Hello, Macy. Macy is actually the one that hosted the conference on last Saturday. She's the one that made it possible for all of us to get together, to learn, to chat. There was also vendors at the event. If my memory's correct, there was a honey. There was someone making work with iron, and then there was a lady that was making that made a lot of jellies. There was plants that were selling. There was Torhaven Farm that had a stand there. There was Tupperware. There was something Pamper Chef, I think. There were so many lovely people outside exposing their flavor and what they were doing, and it's all because of Macy. My tomatoes actually getting gross. Did you plant your tomatoes, Melissa? I can't remember if you're ahead of us or at about the same time as us. She does a lot of tomatoes. I do a lot of tomatoes, a lot of tomatoes. Hello, Remy. Don't worry, you are not late. You're on time. Hello, Patrick. If anyone wants to join me on the live, I'll put the link. Share what they feel community means to them. The biggest motivation for doing the conference was to build community and to create support system for everyone. I agree. That phrase describes the entire conference, and you have succeeded, like I would say 11 on 10 or 12 on 10, and you were able to create an event for us to no longer feel alone. Will anyone be joining me? Anyone courageous enough to pop in? I'm just reading you guys. That's not for me. We have crappy weather. Did you have sun all week or you had crappy weather all week? Awesome, Remy. I tried to be realistic about how many plants I needed to start in the greenhouse this year. Still overestimated. Well, one of my favorite YouTubers when I started this journey is Justin Rhodes. And he says, when you farm or homestead garden and you try to be as organic as possible, you have to sow for yourself, you have to sow for your failures, and you have to sow for the pest. So you have to oversow. So if you think you're going to need 12 plants, well, you might as well do 20, because we never know what could happen. Like accidents happen, pests happen, or drought happens, or you go away on a weekend vacation and you think everything's going to be fine, and then boom, something happens and you lose plants. But we always have a tendency of having too much, and then this is like where the Tetris adult version comes in. Like you have to figure out where everything goes and you kind of squeeze things together to make it work. But we always make it work, or we give it to someone that wants to try growing something. I'm working at the same time. Oh, so you're working at the same time or you're listening to us? one or the other. It works. I have to oh, that's not for me. Tomatoes is one of those things that even if I don't like them directly, are the one ingredient in several foods you make. Well, that's so true. Salsa, ketchup, pizza sauce, barbecue sauce. I'm probably forgetting some. Tomato sauce, chili. I'm probably forgetting some. I'm sure I'm forgetting some. What else can you transform? Tomato paste. Well, the obvious, the whole tomatoes and the diced tomatoes. I've heard there's actually tomato jam. I've never tried it. Has anyone tried tomato jam? I saw someone on Instagram making it, and I don't know, putting tomato on my toast in the morning. I've never tried it. Overstow because it's better looking. True. I went to a local nursery the other day, and hello, Remy.
Hello.
I went to a local nursery the other day, and I just took a peek. I didn't buy any tomato plants, I swear, but I peeked. And yes, you will find tomato plant at local nurseries, but you won't find those rare, heirloom, colorful tomatoes. So if ever, like Ecocentric says, you might as well oversow and have the problem of giving them away or playing Tetris adult virgin, or not sowing enough, losing them all, and being disappointed when you go to your local nursery. Dave says, now you have to plan for extreme for the weather. Patrick's planting out my Xmas tree. You mean like an actual Christmas tree? You're harvesting your own Christmas tree? Is that what I'm understanding, Dave? So, Remy, hi.
Hello, hello.
So someone came over to move your chicken coop?
It's good news and bad news. As usual, it can never be simple. So I have a guy that can come pick the barn, bring it to where I need it to be on sales property.
Mm-hmm.
Thing is, it's a lot more expensive than what I had in mind. Like, a lot more.
So a flatbed, you mean someone came to pick it up?
They didn't come to pick it up yet. They were just coming over to see what was possible to do and if it could get done. And so it cost me $250 to get it to the other side of the village to my place. And the guy that came is charging me $400 to take it to my place and bring it about halfway. So I just contacted the guy that did it the first time, and he's now charging $500. So it's a little...
Sorry, I don't know what to say. You can actually buy the lumber for $500 and build a new one and burn that one, or
well, maybe not that bad, but yeah, it is expensive.
And is that flatbeds that comes to your house?
He comes with his trailer. I don't know. Like, he comes, he picks it up, he brings it to the place, and I don't have to worry about a thing. But like, I'll have to clear the way because I have my rabbit's hutch in the way. I have to.
Okay. Well, do you think a car flatbed could pick it up for you?
No, it's too heavy. It's 16 by 12 with heavy hardwood.
And no one has a tractor for you to lift it and bring it to the other location?
It would be too complicated, and the only guy that I know that has the equipment to do it is charging me $500. And at 400, it's like, okay, it's 400, but if we don't run into issues, it might be more.
Yeah, because you can have rotten floors and...
Well, I don't think that would be an issue. It's just that if we get there and the road is wet or something happens like that you can't back up in a certain way or anything like that, it might be a little bit more time consuming, and then it might get harder.
That sucks. So that really sucks. I'm sorry. I hope you find some sort. That was your chicken coop to go at Serge, right?
Well, it was more than a chicken coop. It was like 3 chicken coops in one. It's a big building, and the plan was to take my building and Sal's building, put them like side to side, but with enough space in between, and we would just have to make like fencing on 2 sides and have like a chicken run in the middle. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, so for your chickens and his,
and maybe eventually it could be a barn for something else. Because we do want to build the barn. Like, we're still going to build a pole barn probably, or something done with pallets. But it's just,
and that's the barn the city does not want you to have on your land.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's going to happen. It's just a matter of figuring out.
Yeah, we can go down there. Go down the rabbit hole, like and see.
Yeah, because the meat chickens are coming, and the quails are coming, and the turkeys are coming. Everything's been paid for. So if I don't go ahead and do it, it's cheaper than it was last year. When you consider that last year I had to buy all the equipment, the pigs, the hog fence, all that, the chickens, and I ended up having to get rid of everything because of the village. Mm-hmm. Like, even without losing the chickens last year, I lost about maybe $10,000. So
That's why I say we can go down that rabbit hole and stay there for a very long time.
yeah, I need to win the lottery.
Yes, you do. I'll send you those vibes. Marilyn says she just counted her tomato plants and she has 160. I'm too scared to count. Really, too scared to count. I needed 140 and always sow 20 to 30 more. And I was supposed to do a seedling sale, but I had no time to take care of it. And I sent so many of those plants to Mike and Angie from Me and You Acres. She told me that she burned so many of her plants because she's adapting to her new lights. So I just sent so much her way, which is about half of the seedlings I was planning to sell. But I haven't counted yet. I'm too scared. I like community. We let our son stay home while at my event, and our phone ringer wasn't working. So our neighbors came, checked on him, asked him to call us. That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Having neighbors is community, regardless if there's homesteaders or not. It's community because you can have a neighbor that once in like previous lives had chickens and they can help you out and you're able to assist events or host events, and that help is so precious. And we work together even better.
Nice.
Okay, I'm guessing this is for you. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's just that when it's not what I like, it's not what I expected.
No, I would
I was
okay. With the price inflation, well, okay, I haven't been in work in a long time. When I used to coordinate installs of loading docks, the guy would charge me 225 plus outside of Montreal travel. Okay, so that's about 5 years ago. So I was expecting with inflation maybe 375, but 400, 500. Like,
like
I
he
hope he at
did.
least he places it at the right spot for you at that price.
Yeah, but that's another issue because at sells property right now it's wet, so
Yeah, you have to wait.
we
You have to
can't
wait.
put it right where we want it. We would have to wait if we wanted to put it at the right spot, but we can't wait because the chickens are coming.
Yeah. Well, it's your
So
meat
we
birds
have a
that are
plan B.
coming, right? It's your meat
Yeah,
birds. Well,
yeah, and quails and turkeys.
oh God. Okay. No, you have to. You might have to borrow that tractor to move it once you're there, but
Well, we have a plan B. Selling is fine. Like he's very nice with all that. Like he told me, like you know, it's my land, but you do whatever you want to do with your animals. Like if you need to cut a tree, just let me know and go and cut that tree. Like I won't stop you. Just don't go and cut everything and do as if the
I
land was
wonder if
yours.
it wouldn't be cheaper for you to just get like an old camper and you convert it to a coop.
Maybe.
Because all you would need is a adapter on your car and you would be able to pull it.
Yeah.
But you still have the problem that the city does not no longer want you to have a barn.
Or I can convert that to a shed. If the issue
Yeah.
was really there, I could just remove whatever's inside and convert it as a shed.
Yeah, like a seedling operation or a greenhouse. You can
Yeah.
add windows.
Yeah.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
I
I'll figure
agree.
something out. I'll sleep on it.
You'll sleep on it? Okay. Well, sometimes you are put in a position where you have to think, and then you talk about it to people, and they're going to give you suggestions that you would never have thought of. So sometimes it's better to hit walls and, back away.
Hmm.
And like Macy says, it's cheaper to buy a new coop. Oh, no, I wouldn't unbuild it and rebuild it. I wouldn't do that.
No, because it's a pretty solid one. It would be. I'd rather just burn it up than
Because
undo
I
it.
remember that's the one that you got on Marketplace for
Well,
500.
it wasn't. Yeah, it was $200
Oh
plus
yeah.
250 to get it here.
Okay,
So
so
it was
that's what you said.
450
It was
total.
5. Yeah, I remember. I saw that video.
Yeah,
I was a
one of
new
the first videos I did.
subscriber when you got that shed. Like I was
One of
brand
my
new.
first videos.
Yes, Marilyn, our son saved baby Quell's power went out, so we had to buy heaters because of no heat lamps, and I'm glad. Well, if he's in a pickle, I saw someone, and don't laugh. I saw a woman that had some chicks, and she lost she lost power, and she put in her cleavage to keep it warm. Like all the little chicks were here. Obviously, she had like 4 or 5. So it's if you have like 100 quails, I wouldn't do it. But it kept them warm until the power came back on. So these things are useful. I can't hear you anymore. Oh, upstairs noise. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Magdalene, or okay, that's not it. So Dave is giving you a wink, wink. You need a farm.
Yes. I dream of it. I need to win the lottery.
Yes. According to the current 14 days forecast, looks like tonight might be our last frost. Nice. I'm actually 3 days past my last frost. And if I checked my next 14 days, what does it say? Oh, severe thunderstorm warning. Ooh. Okay. What does it say? 14 days. I'm gonna wait till I see the May 31st to actually come to the conclusions that there's no more frost. I have 2 nights that are close to 4 degrees Celsius. And I'm not seeing any frost until Sunday, May 29th. But since the last 2 years, on May 30th, there was a wisp of frost, and we were like minus 0.5 and 1. I'm gonna wait to plant everything until like I know that there's like really no risk.
I'm looking right now, and Wednesday I'm supposed to have +3 during the night. So that's frost, right?
No, well, okay, if you plant your peppers and your tomatoes, they're gonna be stunned, but your cold hardy crop will be fine.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna have to, like right now, my high tunnel where my tomato seedlings are, all my seedlings are, I'm gonna have to close it up, bring my tomato plants back inside. Because even though that my tunnel is protected, 3 degrees Celsius is way too cold for my tomato seedlings. And they're so precious, so I don't want to risk it. I don't play lottery with my seedlings. I think this comment is for you. That's crazy. Baby quails. I'm trying to catch up on comments. Right, they grow so fast. I think she's talking about the quails. Oops, I have pumpkin seeds in the oven coming back. See you soon. Annie, you counted your tomato plants. Are you ashamed to say how much you had? Sorry, I have to bug her. A hoop coop. Yes. What's his name? John Suskovich. I'm probably massacring his name. Is it Suskovich? Something around there. He has a YouTube channel, and he designed a chicken coop that you can move on a pasture, but some people are adapting it to a hoop coop, like Melissa's saying. What's his name? Not Justin Rhodes. The guy that made his freezer, his walking fridge. What's his name? Sololan.
Jason.
Jason, that's what I was looking for. He recreated some of those pasture coops, and they're pretty easy to make. They're a bit long, but you would have to find some sort of way to heat it. because it's open. But there's options for you if you can't get the coop there until you get it built. That's what she meant. Okay, I'm making one for my meat birds after big enough to go outside. Yeah, but you need it. You need the coop closed up because of the elements. Because they're going to be smaller, right? Or you're getting chicks, 1-day old chicks.
I'm getting 3 weeks old meat chickens.
So if they're 3 weeks old, they're almost fully feathered, if my memory is correct.
Yeah.
So, well, that means they could actually be in a hoop coop.
The chicks, if I got chicks, I don't mind. I'm gonna have them in the house, in the basement. They can live there for the first 2 weeks, and then I can put them out.
Yeah.
Like in the summer, it gets warm. Like I'm not worried about the village coming over for a bunch of chicks. Like they're leaving.
She's talking about when I talked about the cleavage, and I didn't mean to sleep with them. I just meant to save them. Really, Annie? Last frost? Yes. My last expected frost date is May 12th because I am closer to Montreal than you guys. Montreal is May 5th. I'm a week past them. But the last 2 years, I had a risk of frost at the end of May. And 1 year, it was minus 0.5. So I did get a frost past my frost date. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before. I'm tomato doomsday. There's no such thing as having too many tomatoes. There's no such thing. You freeze them. Worst case scenario, you freeze them for later. I'm actually going to run out of sauce this year. I have, I think, 5 liters left. And I'm like not close to tomatoes anytime soon.
You had them pretty early last year.
Yes, but I did not plant those varieties this year. Last year I had Manitoba. They are an early maturing tomato. And although I did have a lot early, there's too much water in them. So I had to boil it too long. So I was opting for faster tomatoes. I read that they were good for sauce, but like I end up burning more gas on my gas stove. So that's why I changed my plan this year. Now, if I can survive the black flies and mosquitoes, find yourself a person that makes handmade soaps. And there is essential oils that you can put in your handmade soaps so that you can put it, like when you wash, your skin it's going to repel a little bit of the flies. And try not to have too much perfume, aftershave, shampoo that has like flowery, sugary scent, because you're a snack for them already, and you're giving them you're making yourself even more interesting for them. You have to be as close as neutral as possible in your scent for them not to be near you. They will always end up being near you. You'll just have less. Where am I in comments? When we had chicks that got a really cold because it was separated from mama hen, I put in my bra to keep it warm until we finish morning chores.
Whatever works.
Whatever works. Cleavage is useful. It's not only pretty. Planted beans and peanuts takes a chance. Planted beans and peanut take a chance. Have more seeds. I got your email, Dave. Did I read correctly that it takes 5 years for you to harvest peanuts? Is that correct? I have to plant my beans this week. I still can't believe you do peanuts. We can't here. I'm too cold. I must do that cleavage thing on Cold Kits Rabbit. It seems like a thing. Take pictures and show them at next convention. And what happens at the cottage stays at the cottage. It's going to make an interesting subject. We use a tarp. I'm guessing you're talking about the hoop coop, the tarp. I hope so. On the hoop, that's what you meant. Hello, rambling with the brums. Brooms?
That's God.
Brums.
I think it's
Brum.
broom.
Broom? Well, broom is BROO. Anyways, I'm saying your name probably wrong. I'm sorry.
Just call him Scott.
Scott. Hello, Scott. I'll try to remember your name. Don't be mad at me if I don't remember. And that's not all, Patrick, trying to get your email. Oh, it's true. Dave asked us our emails. Hello, Lynn. Do not worry. Okay. I plan. I have the answer for many. Okay, I plan to plant a total of 180 tomato plants. I think I'm close to 230. No worries. I'm sure you're going to do the Tetris version, adult version, and you're going to find a spot for most of them. No, I have been growing peanuts for 5 years. Okay, I am misunderstood. So how long does it take for a peanut from sowing to harvest? How many days does it take? I remember you told me, but I forgot.
I think it was like 180 days. That's what I have in mind. I know he told me too at the conference. I think it's 180 days.
I can't remember. I'm trying to pick my brain, but I'm going to wait for him to answer. Marilyn says it's raining. Okay. I missed some comments. Because I'm seeing someone is saying hi, but I'm not seeing his name here. Trick, if you get caught up. Trick, if you get caught up, Christmas lights under your tarp or heavy sheets.
Okay. If you get caught, put Christmas lights under a tarp.
Okay, or heavy sheets shaves your veggies.
Put Christmas lights on your veggies and it can save them from the frost.
Yeah, well, I have some. I bought myself row covers that protects from the frost. Last year, I did not have row covers, and I put some like light sheets on my tomato plants. And instead of growing straight, they kind of went like sideways because of the weight, and then went up. So I prefer the row covers; they're lighter. But if you're caught in a crunch and you can't do anything in sheets are the only option you have, you might as well try it and save your plants. Mm-hmm. Does anyone have outside kitchen for canning in fall? I would love to. I would like to buy an old electric stove to put on my deck and have water and a stainless steel counter, and I would can outside. I would love it. It would be perfect to have an outdoor kitchen. Well, I would actually, I would have to have some sort of way not to make the oven rust, but it would be nice. It's raining at your house. It started raining here, so I do hope that it rains long enough that I don't have to go after the live to water all the garden. It took me an hour last time because I'm not allowed to have sprinklers. I have to manually hand water my garden all summer long. And I'm adding more garden beds this year, so.
That's not fun.
No, and I'm not allowed to have drip tape. I have to have a permit given by the city. Yay! Because I'm not a recognized agriculture installation, so I'm not allowed to have any automatic systems. Lovely. So like Dave says, I need a farm.
No comments.
Yeah, no comments. The Swavford Homestead. I believe it's the first time I see you here. Hello and welcome.
Hi.
No have been grown peanuts. Okay, I read that. Oh, it happened again. My comments went disappear. I'm trying to catch up and the comments keep going back up. Okay,
Yeah, it's Mila Friday night.
I planted potatoes and pine berries and some other herbs today. I was boiling hot. I tried to work on my yard yesterday. I was shoveling compost, and just by moving, I was like drenched. So I kind of put a pause on that. My husband installed cameras, so I helped him with the wires. We have outdoor cameras because sometimes we have unwelcome guests at our house, so we like to have our house secured instead of having an alarm system. At least we know what's going on. I ordered pine berries from TNT Seeds April 15th, and I still haven't received them. I really hope that they're going to ship out soon because I received my Kent strawberries from Vizzy Seeds, 50 of them, and they're already planted. So I really hope I get my pine berries. I grow peanuts also. Okay, so it's 180 days. I'm guessing they cannot handle frost. The peanuts, Dave. I'm still figuring out how tomato can grow here. So I only planted 100. Think I have 80 plants. It depends of your tomatoes varieties that you're growing. If your season is short, if you have he's northern climate than you, right?
But I think it's zone 4.
Okay, zone 4, it's better to go with determinate plants because their date to maturity are shorter. And most of the ones that are available in Canada as seeds, they will have like a 65, 70 days to maturity. And you can just stake them, use like T-post and stake them. It's going to be easier for you to learn. The indeterminate tomato, which has an indeterminate height, is usually 60 days and higher. So if your climate does not let you have 70, 80, 90 days tomatoes, it would be better for you to look into the ones that are 70 days and lower. Like the I suggested
Manitoba,
Manitoba is a determinate,
42 days.
the 42 days tomato, and the subarctic plenty tomatoes. They're smaller, but they'll do the job.
Mm.
And I'm actually I tried, I think it's 1 or 2 varieties of yellow tomatoes, the Golden Delight, and it's determinate. I'm trying this one this year. Done it myself, it works, and it's very cheap. I'm behind on comments, so I don't know what Scott means. I'm sorry. I'm
We
trying
might be
to
talking about the Christmas lights.
maybe,
I don't know.
probably. Oh man, I have corn. You remember me? I'm not sowing corn this year.
I did mine today.
I think I'm too late. I would have to look. We have 2 days this week below 45 at night. So I held off planting my starts, but this coming weekend I will be in. You can plant your cold hardy crops like cabbages, kale, Swiss chard, beets, lettuce, radishes is probably too late. You need to have a lot of data to do a good statistic. Okay, that's not for me.
Radishes is only 30 days. She would have time.
Well, it depends. If it goes over 30 right away, they're going to bolt. You're going to have those little pods for sure. But if she's actually looking to eat radishes, I think it's too late for us. Okay, it did it again. It went up with the comments. Okay, I have seen people use propane stove for outside kitchens. Yeah, but mine wouldn't be closed. It's like a simple pergola, like with a roof, and the sides are literally open. So it would be exposed to the elements. So by buying a propane outside, I don't know, I wouldn't feel confident. We had a storm all day today. Hi, you see the chat and you speak for what you speak, or there is not a subject. I'm a Jillian, North Africa. Hello and welcome. Well, the subject was community, and I kind of sidetracked as I was answering questions.
Homesteading
Ro-
community.
uh?
I said homesteading community.
Yeah, homesteading community. Thank you for correcting me. Row covers and high tunnels. I overwinter lettuce and brassicas. Hello, Madrilene. How is your island? I'm guessing it's Marilyn, he wanted to say. I was working on my raised beds and ended up being rushed to the emergency. Oh boy, video to come. I hope it was nothing serious.
I hope you're all right, Scott. Scott is the guy that I went get supper with last Wednesday.
The other day?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good guy.
Hope you're okay. That's not for me. I planted Siberia tomatoes, 46 days to maturity. Yeah, like the colder you are, like zone 5, I can get away with 90 days tomatoes, but like the performance of the plant will not be as zone 6, 7, 8, 9. Like the performance will be like I will have a little bit, and I rather go 80 and less so that I have the more for each plant. Needs 10 degrees for overnight temperatures past frost date. So I would never be able to grow peanuts. If I wanted to do it, I would have to start it inside and then transplant it outside. Or have like a grow bag experiment. Yeah. We don't have much luck with corn. They always get infested with earwigs. Yes, that's another reason why I probably will not.
They don't eat it though. They won't damage the corn.
Yes,
That's
don't forget
disgusting.
don't forget the thumbs up. I have radishes going, but the other thing you mentioned, we do not like it. You do not like the radish pods from the plant? Okay, so I'm caught up on messages. Back to the actual subject, community. I actually talked about the event on Saturday and what it meant for me, and the fact that I was able to solidify this wonderful homesteading community. What would you say to this question? Would you be able to do what you do without YouTube and without community?
Definitely not. No, because there's always you're talking about YouTube, but there's always so many questions, so many things happening that you want to get answers. Uh, you're going to see something that's never happened before. You're going to go look on YouTube to find the answers as to what happened, what's going on, how to fix it. And then the community, I'm sure you said it earlier, it's simply amazing. Like, you feel down, you feel like giving up. There's someone there to give you a kick in the butt and say, look, like, keep going, you got something going. And like, it's when I was there Saturday, and for me, it was just not Saturday, it was the whole weekend, but it was just like, wow. No, I came back here and it's like somebody was yelling something upstairs. I
No
came
worries.
back home and I was like, so I was like, in French we would say, like, I was on a cloud. I was
You were on
still
cloud
out of it. I
nine.
came back to work and it was just like, wow.
Well, I find that I sidetracked early. I was saying that 5 years ago when I started this, I had no agriculture past and I had no one to help me. And I had YouTubers that helped me. Yes, Remy made it for me. Wait. Can you guys see it? Wait.
There.
There you go. But it's not a beer, it's water.
Yeah, right.
You don't believe me?
Okay. Me too.
Okay, so I was going to Justin Rhodes, to Roots and Refuge Farm, and like all those big YouTube channels. But when I had like a question, a specific question, and I would ask them, it's not that they did not want to answer me, it's just they didn't have the time. And I got the basics, and then I tried, and then failed miserably, and then tried again, and then, no, it's not vodka. And I was able to learn that way. But when I found YouTube and local Quebecer Canadian homesteaders, it feels weird by saying I was able to connect with them and build this sense of trust. And let's just say that right now we no longer have a bunny operation, so I'm kind of rusted. So instead of going to my previous source, which was Living Traditions Homestead, they're the go-to people I had before. Well, now I have built community with Chris and Steph from Hickory Croft Farm. You're starting with bunnies, and Marilyn has bunnies, and I think also Darren from Thorhaven Farm has bunnies. So
Mhm.
since now I actually met you and I've like know you personally, I would actually feel comfortable asking those questions, the stupid questions that, well, the things that I find stupid, but they're not stupid questions. And the answers I would get would be from a friend instead of a stranger.
I know how you feel because I keep asking you the stupid questions. You and Marilyn.
There's no stupid questions, because the fact that you're asking them is because you need to know the answer.
Yeah.
And like sometimes, like when I have a question, I try to go on Mr. Google Pants and I try to find the answer. And when I feel uncertain and the results are making me more puzzled, instead of trying something, I ask other people, like, what do you think? Like, I searched for this and I don't feel comfortable with what they're saying, with the base knowledge I have. It doesn't seem right. And I start having this conversation, and then I have a better feeling of the decisions I'll be making, and I feel more comfortable trying something new. But before, I would just try it and then fail miserably. And like with
And
tomato
wonder why.
plants, no, like I didn't know what I was doing. But like with tomato plants, they're forgiving. But livestock, they're alive.
Yeah.
So if you make a mistake, uh, you're making someone suffer, and it makes you feel even worse because you feel powerless, like you don't know what to do. And most of the questions you will have on livestock are not available on Google Mr. Pants. Like, you will not have like the full answers. You'll have to spend hours and hours and hours to look for information. But if you can actually chat with someone that raised livestock, you'll feel much more confident than trying something with your
And
livestock.
and the thing with me is, yes, I mean, I know how to go and do research on Google. I know how to look on YouTube. But let's say I ask you a question, you're not going to give me the ABC answers to the questions I'm asking. You're going to give me, okay, well, this is what you should do, but I've tried that before and this happened. And then okay, this might happen and this might happen. And then, like if I talk to Chris about rabbits, for example, you might say, well, if you look on YouTube or Google, people will say to do this and this. But in reality, if you do this and this, you have to be careful about something else. And when you talk to someone that has the experience, like you said, you ask a friend, you're not just getting like a generic answer, you're getting the simplified but whole answer to what you're actually looking for. And that's why I like asking questions to my friends instead of just going, okay, on YouTube or Google and try to get the answer. And maybe what you're looking for is not the right answer for your specific need.
Yeah, well, it's because we also know you. Like, we know, let's just say I want to get into goats. I can't get goats here, but let's just say one day I'm going to go into goats. I'm going to go and visit Angie and Mike, and I'm going to ask them their experience, their breeds. And Darren is also talking about getting some Alpine goats, which is another breed. And there's a different reasoning behind why he chose alpines and why Angie chose, I think hers is Nigerian dwarf. There's reasons behind it, and by talking to people that knows your farm, your homestead, your background, your knowledge, who you are as a person, will give you a much more feel to the decision you're making. Like, I chose Nigerian dwarf, not generic answer, like for these reasons, but I think because of the installation and the land that you have, your pasture's not maybe big enough, because like they have that knowledge of your life.
Yeah, exactly. Makes sense.
I had a comment the other day that told me I should get Nigerian dwarf to actually cut my lawn. I'm like, you want me to die? My neighbor's gonna kill me. My kohlrabi is starting to come up in my garden. I forgot to transplant my kohlrabi starts. I don't think I'm gonna have kohlrabi this spring.
I didn't start them yet.
Well, you still have time. So much information at your fingertips. Yes, Google Pants will give you so much information, but sometimes I feel puzzled. I have more questions from Mr. Google Pants about a specific subject than the actual answer I need. Sometimes I do not need to ask questions because it's a specific topic and I just need like a yes or a no. But speaking with someone makes, I don't know how to describe it, makes you feel more confident of the decision you made. Without the support of YouTube, homesteading family keeps me going when things go wrong. I think I said this to either Angie or Macy. If it wasn't from YouTube, the community I've built in Remy, I would have dropped homesteading and YouTube all like a long time ago. I'm doing this on my own. I homestead alone. My husband helps with infrastructure, and when the kids needs to be like dinner, bath, shower, dishes, like the chores of the house, I cannot do because I'm outside. My kids are not interested really in homesteading. Like, I maybe have like an hour a week with them total for them helping me. So by doing it all on my own, I got discouraged often because like all the failures. So by having this community and YouTube friends that are homesteaders, it made it so like easier for me to overcome those difficulties.
Just don't quit. You're awesome.
Thanks. Well, when I started, I didn't think I had knowledge to share, or I didn't have something to bring to the table. Like, I had nothing to bring to the table. But after getting so many questions, I was able to answer them, I feel that I can bring something to the table interesting. I haven't had kohlrabi. What does it taste like? It's hard to describe. It's in the cabbage family. Can someone help me describing what kohlrabi tastes?
I've never had it. I don't know.
Remy, you were still glowing Wednesday. That's what Scott says. I promise this is water. I promise. I swear. It's water. I don't drink straight vodka. Not anymore.
Oof, I would die.
I love scotch and on the rocks and what's the other one? What's it called? Honey Jack Daniels on ice. That's awesome. But like after 2 glasses, I'd be like sleeping. I was thinking moonshine. What is this? No, it's water. Okay. Where was I in comments? Okay, so kohlrabi tastes like radish celery, and I find a little bit of cabbage. Nothing is stupid. That's right. Okay, so I'm gonna catch up on comments. Re-raised rabbits too. Yes, I saw that. I saw that you raised rabbit today. I watched one of your videos. It was a sad video, but I watched. No, but earwigs poop and all. You shouldn't have said that. It's official. I'm not planting corn this year. I just want to share what was taking me a lifetime and show you what is possible with dedication. True, you're showing the future generations what can be done with time investment and hard work. We just cut open the rib cage and spread it open. We barbecue at 350 for 20. Num, 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 num. My kohlrabi was started from seed direct sown in raised bed. I never tried direct sowing my kohlrabi. I think that's what I'll be doing in the fall, because I always started it from seed inside in cell trays, and I didn't eat that much last year, so I will have to try it direct sown. I can't give any question because there is difference between my society and I can speak to culture, just that's nothing. A community also brings social support when others around you are not interested.
Mhm.
I'm going to read the comment again just in case you didn't hear it. A community also brings social support when others around you are not interested.
Mhm.
That rings my doorbell. None of my family members are really interested in my lifestyle. My dad is a gardener, but does not have the time to come and help me. And my friends from my childhood love what I do, but they keep telling me they couldn't do what I do. So when I talk to them about my problems, they have no idea what I'm talking about. So it makes it hard for me to connect on that level. I still have those connections from my childhood and stuff like that, but this is who I am today. So
Yeah.
people that don't understand you and have no idea what you're talking about, probably will not want to chat about it. But it's okay. I can't wait to find someone to farm sit or homestead sit for me so that I can actually leave
Go.
my homestead as a family and be able to have a family trip. I probably would not be able to have more. If I would leave the homestead and ask my close neighbors to take care of the birds, they would feed them. But if something would have happened,
They wouldn't
um,
know what to do.
they wouldn't know what to do. And since I'm not physically there, even though they take videos or they explain me what's going on, since they don't have the knowledge of the livestock, they probably wouldn't know what to do or how to explain it. But I'm sure it would be possible for us. My neighbors would probably take care of the feed for us, but we're not there yet.
For a few days, it'd be fine, I think,
I
because
think so. Well, I try to put my ducks back inside every night because I do not want to give my neighbors a reason to complain. So I only make noise from 8 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. So I bring my ducks inside. So if I would leave 2 days, the person that takes care would not be able to take care of the ducks. My ducks would have to sleep outside. So that would get me a little worried for 48 hours, but I'm sure I would I would get over it, but I would be worried for the weeks to come in case my neighbors complain. But technically they're supposed to be sleeping, but at 6 o'clock in the morning, they're up.
I'll go on a road trip and go.
Yeah, you'll drive 10 hours just to come farm sit. Yeah. Okay, so I have family members who thinks we are crazy. I have family who thinks I'm crazy. I have friends that think I'm crazy.
Well, they thought I was crazy before I started homesteading, so
It gives them a reason to talk. When they have there's family gatherings and you're the homesteader, you're like the black sheep. You're kind of the subject. You're like the cool subject. You're like, ooh, he's the black sheep. Like you said, anyway, my boyfriend is a keeper. He cuts dead trees today, so I have a place to plant my prune tree seedlings. Well, my husband does that. But like, if I asked him to plant the prune tree, he probably wouldn't because he doesn't know what he's doing, which is not bad because like he still works 60 hours a week. So I work probably around that 60 hours a week. He also works that, but we just don't have the same
Type of
time.
work.
Yeah, well, he starts between 2 and 3, 5 o'clock in the morning. So when he's back home at 3, he's exhausted. My sister thinks I'm foolish for trying to homestead. She feels it's a waste of time. Yeah, that also rings home. When I dropped my career, my best friend told me that she was worried I was going to fail. I didn't fail. I don't bring in money, but I bring in food. So, but it hurts. It hurts. It hurts to hear it. So my heart goes with you, Macy. Annie, I wish we lived closer. We would look after your homestead so you can take it. Oh, you're so sweet. I think we live about between 2 and 3 hours away from each other because you said you were 2 hours and 20 minutes away from the convention, and I was 2 hours and 15 minutes. So
she would be in the other direction.
Yeah,
2 hours.
We would have to speak.
5 hours away.
We would have to speak. We'd have to speak. Hello, Angie and Mike. I'm guessing it's Angie talking. Mike is next to you. Hello, Susan. Everyone thinks I'm crazy down here. You know, the irony in all of this is next year we're no longer going to be crazy people. We're going to be the go-to people. We're going to be the one answering their questions because I know people don't believe in food shortage, or they believe that the prices of food will probably go down after all of this craziness.
It's never going down.
Okay.
It doesn't go down.
Okay, once you sell a celery at $5, 3 years ago, celery was like super hip. Everyone was drinking celery juice, and the price of celery went from 99 cents, $1.99, $2.99 to $5. Even in the summer, I refuse to pay $5 for celery. I would never buy celery for $5 because I can eat an entire celery in one night. So the price did go down because people were not buying it. They were left over with celery, and at one point the juice thing went down. But now with the gas price, if the gas price goes down, we might have a chance of the prices go down. But as soon as the gas price plateaus at this price, it will well, not doom, but the prices will keep going up. So it has to go down.
I think it will. Well, gas might go down, but I don't think cost of food will go down.
Well, I'm an optimist, so if the prices of gas goes down, I hope so, because my heart goes out to single moms, single dads, big families, people that lost their jobs with everything going on, people on social disabilities that, you know, every penny counts. They split pennies in 4 to make do. My heart goes to them because they already have to sacrifice everything to make it work. Like, they're holding on a thread, and now they can't, like, the prices, everything goes up, and they're already in a position that they couldn't buy more, so now they would have to buy less. I would never want to be in those shoes, so my heart is literally with those people. And hi, Angie, how are the flies? Mosquitoes are terrible this year.
It's not started here yet.
It's coming. People here don't think I'm crazy, but they cannot understand how I do it. I just choose to waste my time in growing food, and they choose to waste their time elsewhere. That's all. I do not believe that you're wasting your time because one, you're feeding yourself with good quality food. Two, gardening, it's proven, it's an actual fact that it's like therapy. And just by saying that, I do not agree that you're wasting your time. You choose to allocate your time to do something you love.
Exactly.
Hello, Rams Homestead. Now Mike is playing his game.
Dungeons and Dragons again.
We all are nutcases. Yeah, the homesteading nutcase family. But everyone loves it when we bring fresh veggies, flowers, eggs, and chickens to share.
Yep.
That's
They
the
think
honor.
we're crazy until we bring the food. And then they
Yeah.
realize, oh, you guys are not crazy. Then we leave. Oh, you guys are crazy again.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Thankfully, they came after the company was here at my homestead. Anyways, 20 minutes up the road, they were really bad. Well, it was cold. The week before convention, it was not that hot. So this week, everything happened so fast. The mosquitoes were out in broad daylight. They don't even wait till the sun goes down. They just come out during the day. I keep telling them, you're supposed to only come out at 5 p.m. They don't listen. Oh yeah, you are okay. That's not for me. Hubby is an owner operator and hauls fuels. They're telling them we could hit $2.30. Oh God, I don't want to think about it. I just told my husband this week, if it hits that $2.30 in Canada average, there will be no one traveling this year. There will be no vacation all over Canada. People will not visit. So tourism is a big income for Canada.
And
And
they've been hit already in the last 2 years.
yeah,
We're already struggling.
yeah, a lot of restaurants closed. Very sad. A lot of small businesses closed. A lot. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. But we can go down a long trail of rabbit holes to talk about gas prices. It's never a waste of time to spend time at nature. People have been careful with their statements about our lifestyle. I think they don't want to get bumped from the apocalypse. My old boss told me if ever there is an apocalypse, I'm going to be the first place he comes. I'm like, okay, you're going to live in the chicken coop. He's like, is it warm during the winter? I'm like, well, they're going to keep you warm.
I hope I'm still on your team. That's
Well,
probably Jack talking. He has a big property and he has deers. I'll bring the moose and he brings the deers.
true.
Plus, he has a few ponds.
We are already putting our trip down east on hold because of gas. It's sad. My cousin in BC is paying Ironically, Canada is giving that tax benefit to encourage people to travel within Canada. Who can afford the gas? I can't. Like, I had to save up to go to convention. So, for me to make, it was only 5 hours, so it was one tank of gas. And I made sure to bring snacks, and I brought a little bit of pocket money so that I can encourage vendors there and like buy like a hot dog at the price, but like at the place. But I did bring all my snacks and water to make the spendings smaller. But if it goes up to $2.30, I'm probably gonna start saving like at the end of the year to make sure that I have enough to go. You can ride on a moose to get down here.
Yeah, but then how am I going to come back home? Because you're probably going to kill the moose, right?
Yeah, probably. Dave Knight says he put I'm guessing 1,800 clicks on the van, $350 for gas, no hotel. You know, just the fact that you had your van, Dave, you saved a lot. Because if my memory is correct, you told me it took you 3 or 4 nights of traveling to meet us at the convention. We all hump, we all hump in a 15-person van. I'm guessing it's hop on a 15-person van and go to the same place. We got their permit. Who got a permit for that here? I think my husband has a permit for bus for the small mini buses. I think so. I'm
I
not sure.
almost got mine, but I stopped before. It was something about I was back when I was coaching soccer. I wanted to get the license, but I was only 22 or 23 at the time, and I think there was no way to get insurance under 25 years old.
Hmm.
So I had my like kind of my beginner, but I just never went further.
Families and friends from urban and suburban area love to volunteer themselves to eat.
Homesteader food.
Oh, I cannot claim my gas because I have no income from my YouTube channel. Unless I get monetized by the end of the year, I can claim my mileage on my car. But other than that, if I don't get monetized this year, I can't.
I don't know how that works. I would need to talk to an accountant. I'm
Uh,
monetized, but I don't really own a business yet. Like it's not like it's a business.
okay, well, once you're monetized, I only have basics on this. And it depends also where you're from. I know that I can actually register myself to be, and it's free. But if you don't make more than $30,000 a year, I don't think it's necessary. But an accountant will let you know how to do it.
Oh,
What? No, sorry. An accountant will tell you the better way to do it with the incomes you have. So everything coming in, everything coming out, and he's going to be able to tell you if it's worth it to declare it.
yeah, I know it's an income, Patrick. It's just that if it's an income, but I'm under my name and not under a business, I think it's different. I'll have to check. Otherwise, if it's really like it's not considered a business. You're reading Red's comment, aren't you?
Make sure it's a pregnant moose you can ride on the
So you want me to work for you for a whole year?
Well,
Mm,
free food. Come on. Lodging and free food.
yeah, makes sense.
Makes sense. There is an election coming up. Yes, there is. There is for my province, and I think there's also one coming up for Canada. The society he practiced the politics or have just I'm sorry, I'm not going to read this comment. I have about 5 minutes left. Does anyone want to say anything about building community? If community was not part of your life, would you be doing homesteading? And I'll read you before I go. I'm starting to hear the kids like it's been like 10, 15 minutes. The full moon is like, it's been a hell of a weekend.
You should just install yourself in the garage
I don't
or in
have
a
a
chicken
garage.
coop.
I don't have a garage.
Just go do your live streams in the chicken coop. You'll
The internet,
hear
the
your
internet
chickens.
Wi-Fi is not strong enough in the coop.
Uh,
We need to install a Wi-Fi booster.
yeah, it's not that expensive. Like $20, maybe you can get one.
Angie, you're saying yes, I would be homesteading if it was not for the community. Is that what you meant?
Yes.
Where to go? I would, as it is what's best for my family. Community makes it better for sure. Okay, so that answers my question. Definitely would continue homesteading. A big part of homesteading is community. So I think my answer to that is I probably would continue, but I probably would be like always every time I would hit a stone, it probably would take me forever to get back up.
Mm-hmm.
Because like not knowing the knowledge, I would have to try, fail until I make it work. Yes, for me, but it was easier to build this YouTube community than the neighbors community. I am neighbor phobic. Well, you never know who you can land on as a neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
I had a cop that was a detective at my previous home. When I found out she was a detective, I was like, oh my god. I was like, I felt like safe, but like, did she check us out? Did she check our plates? Or start asking herself questions. Macy says, I would still be homesteading, but I think I would not feel as connected to others. And I think also I would add, I probably would not try new things as easy. Like I probably would like stay with things that work and never really venture on newer path, because like I would go through like so much failure before I can succeed. I meant community is or not. I would be homesteading, but community makes it better. I think it makes it better, but also easier.
Oh yeah, definitely.
With or without. What happens with comments every time I'm reading and something goes back up? With or without community, I'm guessing I would 100% homesteading, be very much alone. It has been hard for us to join this community because of being military. We have often kept ourselves apart. It's hard to make friends and then move away. I agree.
But with us, you don't need to. Like, you can move away from us. So
No, because we can connect pretty much from everywhere.
yeah.
I'm so grateful. Where did it go? Comments keep disappearing.
Hollaby Homestead is 15 minutes north of me.
Nice. Love McDonald's corners in Jason needs help. Let me know. Will work for campsite. Macy. Nice. And the irony is, through the community I have built here, I have more help offered in total than my personal life.
Mm-hmm.
Neighbors can either make your life harder or easier. Yes. I would 100% homestead with a retechnique. Wait, I'm already doing that. Yes, but you're not pushing play, Patrick.
Press the little record button.
I'll let him know, Dave. But it is also nice to have people to talk to who gets excited seeing seeds germinate and veggies grow and raising animals that would provide for a family. I 100% agree. Okay, that's not for me. Well, I have read all the comments. I have said pretty much everything I wanted to say. I'm going to say, oh, Lynn says, and answer your questions you have. And no one has ever made me feel stupid for any questions I have asked. That's true. No one has made me feel stupid. Community is useful. It's helpful. It makes it better. It makes the bad days shinier. So if you're looking to homestead or you're already homesteading, I would suggest either to tag along with us or tag along with a Facebook group, an Instagram group, or anyone that actually does this lifestyle to make it easier on yourself and get ideas. Do you want to add something?
You pretty much said it all. I mean, it's not a necessity to have the community, but it's like a big step forward. It's like you don't need a car to go to work 30 minutes away, but it helps.
It's
no,
true.
like,
and even here in this live stream, there's people helping each other out, which is the definition of community. It just warms my heart. Thanks for doing this live stream, Annie. You're welcome. And a special thank you for Macy for making this possible for us to actually make the ties, this friendship, this community even more real. Because if you haven't done it, I'm not sure we would have done this meetup. And well, probably or eventually we probably would have done it. But it gave us like the push to actually make it happen. So thanks again, Macy, for hosting the event. I hope everyone has a fantastic week and great week planning ahead. Yes, I'm wishing everyone a good week. Rain if you need it, sunshine if you need it, and sun if you need it. And take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.